Thank you for your attention. Now it's time to explore your inner realm.
Hey, what's up gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're going to take a look at the legendary 90s powerhouse that was the
Sega Saturn, the most technologically advanced game system anywhere.
Yeah.
Clockwork Night. Daytona, USA.
So at this point in time, we all know that collecting for the Sega Saturn is not cheap. It is very fun, but it's not cheap.
Until now. Come, look into the world of Sega Saturn. It's the legendary. And no retreat! Sonic, don't think you've won this. Don't think this will be like last time.
I have arranged for you to meet my companion. He will lead you. Watch and listen. Please, don't disappoint him. He doesn't like that.
So I recently made friends with a guy, one of my subscribers actually, who turned out to be a console modder. He ended up actually really becoming a friend of mine at this point in time, and I owe him nothing more than to just be able to share his love for consoles and modding them and giving access to people to play games that frankly otherwise you just wouldn't have access to playing. So throughout the long process of us becoming friends and messaging and texting and getting to know each other, we ended up both finding out that we really love the Sega Saturn. However, it's very expensive to collect for. He, being a console modder, mods consoles. He modded my Saturn. Depending on what time you're watching this video, this is being given away in the Winter Backlog Challenge. So this is 100% free once you finish your Backlog Challenge. Prize is donated by him. I'm shipping it out obviously, but this is my modded one. So essentially what he does is, the first thing first, tears it apart, fully cleans it, and really just gives it a nice look. Now, I'm going to go ahead and include some B-roll in here of footage of him retro brighting my console. And so he actually custom made this cardboard box lined with aluminum foil that has special ultraviolet light strips, LED strips in it, and then he puts like this weird shampoo stuff on it, and it basically retro brights it. And as you can tell, they come out amazing, they really do. And so that's the first step he takes. And then the next step that he takes is he puts a new laser in the console. And these consoles came out in '94 in Japan, and well, actually I guess both these are Japanese. These both, well, this one definitely came out in probably '94 because this is the Model 1. And then they discontinued in '98 here in the States, and I think '98 or '99, maybe 2000 in Japan, somewhere in that time frame. So they weren't very big on the market for very long. So then he throws in a new laser into it, and what really makes that nice is the laser is essentially 20 years old at this point in time. So they're getting ready to go out. I actually had my original Model 1 end up failing on me, and then I got rid of it because I didn't know how to mod a new laser into it. You have to whole bunch of technical jargon to it. There's probably some B-roll right here for you showing him how to do it. But then, so another thing that he adds to the system that really makes it worthwhile is he installs a mod chip into it. Now the mod chip will essentially as soon as you press the power button, it just knows what region the disc it is. I don't know how all that technical jargon works, but knows if it's Japanese, American, or PAL. And it just works. Don't need the action replay, you don't need any special carts. You put the disc in and it works. Then with that being said, he also goes in and desolders out a chip that's on the board and puts a new one in that has a new BIOS on it. And I believe that is how the region-free stuff works. Modded Sega Saturn. 100% something that needs to be in your collection. I have a nice collection for it. But I also want to play the games for it. And I know that there's only one man I know that personally has Panzer Dragoon Saga, and he's completely nuts.
I got Dragoon Saga!
And frankly, I would never spend that much money on it. I just wouldn't. But I do really want to play it. And I encourage you to all play it because it's a very good game. It really lives up to the hype. It truly does. So, how can you play that game and all the other dozens of expensive ass games for the Sega Saturn? Keep watching the video and you'll find out. This comes with a brand new laser in it, and what that does for you is, whether it's a burnt game, a Japanese game, a PAL game, or an American game, it just reads faster. It's still a 1x speed laser, but it's 20 years newer. So, and you know, he adjusts all the pots and everything on there, and it comes working real nice. And trust me, you're gonna notice, because here's my old black Model 1. Doesn't have a new laser in it. Still works decently, but as soon as I pop in games into this one, like that, these things just load quick, and it's really fantastic, especially when you're playing like a fighting game and you're just like dee 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 dee, and it's just taking forever for the game to load. But with the new laser, it really just they just load so instantaneously. Not instantaneously, but you get my point. They do really. It honestly does load quicker. And next, if the console that he imports comes dirty, he retro brights it, and as you can see, this one is very clean, as well as the controller, which I'll show here. Nextly, he essentially takes out the BIOS chip in here and then solders in a new one that turns the system into a region-free console. So there's no little extra switches on the back that look like crap. It's just in the console. There's, like, from a far glance, this just looks like a bone stock console. However, it is 100% region-free. Then, with the mod chip that he installs as well, you get to play burnt discs. And the process of getting these burnt discs is very, very easy. There are a few sites that you can download them from. The one that I use typically is theiso.com, Emulator Paradise, and there is a third one that he linked to me in the instructions that I will as well leave in the description, all three of these. There is sort of a gray area. This isn't exactly legal. So with that being said, you're at your own risk for downloading these games. However, I've been downloading games for a while, probably 6 years now, give or take, for Dreamcast mainly. Never got in trouble for it. With that being said, I also do own like 70 Dreamcast games, so some of which I actually bought new. So Sega, you kind of got some money out of me, but that's a topic for another story. So with all that being said, this system, it just lets you play all the games you want. You can play all your RPGs, you can play all your fighting games, play all your shoot 'em ups, all your cool, obscure Sega Saturn games, your European exclusives, Japanese exclusives. All sorts of Sega Saturn games are opened up to you at this point in time with this nice modded system. I can't recommend this enough. I really can't. It's truly opened up my eyes to an entire console generation of cool stuff that we just didn't get in America. Here's a cool game for you. This is probably one of my favorite games at this moment in time. It's such a unique, quirky little game that like I never would have known about unless I had a modded Saturn or bought a Japanese one, but there's really no point. I mean, this is a Japanese one, but it is modded to play everything. But you're just going to find so many cool games with this system, and the potential for it is crazy. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's 1,100 games that came out in Japan, some of which we obviously got in America, but 1,100? That's insane. Now there's a lot of weird stuff with like these weird, I don't even know what, they're not like porn movies, but they're like weird women movies, and then you've got weird, there's all sorts of weird stuff, but there is a lot of hidden gems in the rough there that, you know, are fun to find and fun to play, and with these websites you'll be able to find a lot of them, and just, or you can just ask around the community, just do searches and different videos or forums and this and that, and you can just find all sorts of immensely awesome games that you can find to play on the Sega Saturn. So, you're probably wondering, Alex, is this expensive? No, surprisingly it's not. It's actually more affordable than you would think. So, typically you're going to get a console like this, and it's going to come with, like I said, the brand new laser, fully cleaned. It comes with the region-free BIOS and the mod chip installed. And that's going to run you $165. So, with that being said, that is twice the price of a normal Saturn. But, with a trip to Best Buy for $10, you can play the entire Sega Saturn library when you buy some burnt discs. Now, from a collector's standpoint, this isn't exactly, you know, it's not the cool way to play Sega Saturn games. You don't get to look at it on your shelf and, you know, open it up and sniff the manual and look at the disc art. But if you're actually a gamer and not just one of those weird people who pretends they're a gamer and collects games, and you want to actually genuinely play some of these awesome RPGs that are many hundreds of dollars, this is really your best option to do it. It really is. You know, Albert Odyssey, that's been on my radar for a long time, but that's like a $200 game now. I can't do it. I'm not going to pay that much for a video game. It's just not going to happen. And being that I am a collector, it needs to be complete in box. And it's just not going to happen. It's just not for me. So, I already burnt the disc, and I'm waiting to play that because I've already got, you know, 10 or so Saturn games lined up that I want to actually go through and enjoy and beat and just master them and just cherish the moment of finally being able to beat Panzer Dragoon Saga, Albert Odyssey, Magic Knight Ray Earth, I believe it's called. You know, that's like a $400 or $500 game now, and it's just like Burning Rangers, again, $300 game. These are all games that you can play for like under $200, like this and some CDRs. Now that brings us into our next topic. The CDR that you're going to want to get, and the reason I mentioned Best Buy is because that's where my modder recommended to get them. That's where he had the best success with the CDs. I bought the exact same ones at Best Buy, and I've had the best success with them as well. The brand that you're going to want to get is called Verbatim, and they come in this nice blue package. You can get a package of 10, 25, 50, and 100. Obviously, I opted for the 100 one, and you're going to be like, well, how much is 100 blank CDs? It's insanely cheap now. It was like $17 to buy 100 blank CDs. That's crazy. Granted, they don't come with cases, but you know, you buy yourself one of these, and here's this thing is just loaded with burnt discs now, and you know, you're still really in the hole under $200 to play any Saturn game that you want. You can even play cool things like, and you know, for me, here's another expensive game, Dragon Force. Been looking for this for a long time. This essentially cost me like $1, and now I can play it. Panzer Dragoon Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3, Disc 4, and they work. And I'll get into the process of that probably in another video if you guys want to learn how to do it. It's really simple. You can basically download and burn a game within a matter of 3 minutes. Well, the burning takes a little while, but you can download it and get the burning going. But other than that, it'll take you about 3 minutes to download it, burn it to the disc, and then maybe 10 minutes depending on how fast your DVD drive is. Now, here's something really cool that if you don't have one of these, it's just simply not possible to do. Or you can do it with an action replay, but they're still going to be on burnt discs. And then you got to get the Pseudo or Pseudo Kai or whatever it's called on your action replay, and you got to buy that or burn it, and it's just a whole mess. And why do that when you can get a nicely modded one? And these he does it so professionally. They're like, all the wires are perfectly cut, and just everything and the solder, all the solder points are perfectly soldered. There's no extra glue and all that other bullshit that some modders do. But so here's something that'll be really cool. In America, we only got Shining Force 3, which I do own. However, that's Shining Force Disc 1, this is Scenario 2, and this is Scenario 3. This is my Winter Backlog Challenge. I'm going to probably play this instead of my actual disc, because this is the actual story. That's only a third of it. Why would I even want to play that? This has been English translated, and that's super awesome. I'm going to leave a link down in the description for my buddy's email, his eBay, and his YouTube channel. So any way you want to contact him, get custom things done for your system, or you want a specific shell, you know, you want the black one, the blue one, the ultra rare skeleton one, any of those, he can make it happen. He'll work with you. He really will. You can get any LEDs you want in there. It's obviously going to cost you more if you want custom things done to it. But the base unit, like this one, is going to run you $165. And I really can't recommend it enough. I as well actually paid for mine. I didn't get it for free. I'm doing this because he's now my friend, and I want to share this with my friends on YouTube and my subscribers to be able to enjoy some of these games instead of just pining at them and wanting them and never being able to actually play Panzer Dragoon Saga. Why not just actually play the damn thing and get this system? And you can still collect for it, and your games are going to load flawlessly on your new system. So I hope this video was informative, guys. I enjoyed making this. This was a lot of fun to make this. This actually took a little while. I actually wrote a script and everything while it's on the other page. But so hopefully this is a decent video and you guys will like this. Subscribe if you're new, and definitely go check out my buddy Rocker Gaming, and I'll leave links for all the stuff that I've discussed in the video, and hopefully at some point in the near future you actually enjoy Panzer Dragoon Saga. With that being said, peace out for now, guys. Until next time.
Come here, you mother... Oh, this is it, baby.